According to the Stoics, these are 7 essential tips needed for productivity. Number 1, have aim. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively in his meditations that without aim, we wander around aimlessly. It is having aim that gives you direction through your day. And if you do not start your day with this aim, then you will end up wasting your day in different directions. As the famous quote goes, no wind is favorable to the ship that doesn't know where it's going. The idea is if we have aim and we know where we're going, then the steps we take, just the small steps we take throughout the day, lead us towards that direction. Now the Stoics would recommend that your aim and your focus is based off of the virtues, about living in accordance with nature and being a good person. So this is what you base your aim off. And I know a lot of people say, well, do Stoics strive for success? Do Stoics strive for wealth, accolades? Do they strive for creative goals and pursuits? Well, the answer is that there is good, bad, and indifferent. We know that good alone is virtue, vice alone is bad, and then there is indifferent. And indifference are broken down into preferred indifference and dispreferred indifference. So in life, there is preferred indifference like health, wealth. These things are preferred. Now they can be good, they can be bad based off of how you use them. But if you strive toward preferred indifferences, like creativity, health, these kind of things, it is preferred and recommended by the Stoics. So you base your aim in this off the virtues and preferred indifferences. Welcome back to The Everyday Stoic. I'm William Mulligan. I modernize, simplify, and make practical the ancient philosophies so you can use them in your life in order to become the best version of yourself. The Stoics were well known for their character, their strength of character, and their ability to seem to get things done without steering off track. And this is down to some of their Stoic teachings and these tips that I was sharing with you. So today I was sharing 7 of those tips, just like the Stoics used, so you can become the best version of yourself. Journaling is very overlooked in life because it doesn't seem very productive. It actually seems like a waste of time to a lot of people, and that's what I've heard. But Marcus Aurelius, Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, the last great emperor of Rome, he had an incredible weight on his shoulders, so much plates to spin. The thought of how much plates he was spinning is just mind-blowing. So he had to lead his nation through the Marcomannic Wars, whilst the Germanic tribes were attacking, through the Antonine Plague. He had his own struggles, his own illnesses, and he was on the battlefield. All these crazy things, he was spinning all these plates. And he found time to journal. And that journal has now become one of the best-selling self-help books that there is, the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. But he just journaled. He wrote down his thoughts, and it was a way for him to clear his head, but it was also a way for him to become a better version of himself. He wrote down about his problems. So he struggled with anger and his pursuit of being a good person. And you see these topics come up a lot in his meditations. He speaks a lot about anger and his strive to becoming a good person. Rather than becoming a great person or a great leader, he just wanted to be a good person. And that's the main pursuit of Stoicism. So, I journal using Not a Journal by the MulliganBrothers. And the reason I recommend this, and the link will be in the description, is it's very simple. I noticed a lot with journals that there's just so much going on and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to write, but this is just broken down very easy into your notes and your aims. So like the first tip, have aim. You just write your aim down there, write your notes, and you get it done throughout the day. Tip number 3 for productivity from the Stoics, and possibly my favorite, is Memento Mori. And now Memento Mori is not just for productivity, it is a life-changing statement. It's a Latin word that roughly translates to remember death or remember you are mortal. There's a thing called a Memento Mori life calendar where you count down to the end of your life. Sounds morbid, but it helps you be productive when you see that your time is limited, you see that the time you're wasting right now, it's not infinite, it is finite. And Seneca wrote a whole lecture on this, on the shortness of life. He says, it is not that life is short, it is that we waste so much of it. And that's the thing. People will find themselves scrolling TikTok, scrolling Instagram, Twitter, Netflix, just doing pointless things. And you know if you're doing something pointless because at the end, or partway through, you'll think to yourself, what am I doing? And If you can list the last 10 reels that you watched, then I'll be very impressed, because most of it's just mindless stuff. So remember, you are mortal and you will stop wasting time. Tip number 4, and I think this is the best for productivity, is less is more. As Bruce Lee said, hack away at the inessential. The closer to the source, the less wastage there is. The thing is, in this day and age, especially with social media, the news, and such hectic lives, we're exposed to so much, things that even Emperor Marcus Aurelius wouldn't have been exposed to in his life. There's so much information and noise coming in, and this weighs on your mind. You hold on to these things. The likes on your Instagram posts, they weigh on your mind. People not messaging you back, that weighs on your mind. What some celebrities are doing, all these things weigh on your mind. Just even if it's a fraction, they just exist somewhere in your head. And then you have all your things, your belongings that you want, these things you're trying to attain. And then there's so much more you're trying to strive for and hold on to. And the thing is, this keeps your mind too busy, so you can't have the time to focus on what's important. Mostly your mental health. If you're too busy focusing on all this gossip, drama, TV shows, Instagram posts, how many likes you're getting, what clothes people are wearing, if you're too focused on all these things, then you don't have the mind, the capacity, the time to focus on what's really important in your life, and your head's just full of all this junk. So what I recommend is start to hack away at the inessential. Cut down on your social media time. Delete social medias that aren't important to you, or maybe just delete it for a while, take a break from it. And stop trying to attain all these things and wanting to get to all these places. Just know that the present moment is enough, and let go of all these things you're holding on to, because they are holding you back, they are weighing you down, and you don't even realize it until you start to let go of these things. Number 5 is to write down your goal. Very similar to journaling and having an aim. And you can actually, in this journal at the bottom, you write down your goal on the bottom thing, just main goal for the week, month, year. Writing down your goal, it just gets it in front of you. It makes it tangible, makes it practical. And your goal can be anything. Your goal can be personal, spiritual, physical, wherever it is. Just write down your goal and just have it in front of you, because you put importance on this goal. If your goal is to be a better person, then just write down, my goal is to remain true to my character this day or tomorrow or for the week. If your goal is to act more on courage, wisdom, temperance, justice, just write this down. Maybe you can write it in a book like that. Maybe you can just write it on your phone, have it as your wallpaper, and you can just look at it, remind yourself what is your goal, what is the ultimate goal. And like the ultimate goal of the Stoics is to live in accordance with nature, is to strive for eudaimonia, to live the good life. So having that goal tangible in front of you just helps you keep working towards it, because if it remains in your head, it's mixed in with all that noise. You forget it sometimes, you remember it sometimes, it changes sometimes. When it's wrote down, concrete right in front of you, it is what it is. Tip number 6, productivity, DOC, the dichotomy of control, said by Epictetus that some things are within your control, some things are not. Within your power are your motivation, opinion, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of your own doing. Not within your power is your health, your wealth, your reputation, your fame, your office, and in a word, whatever is not of your own doing. The way this helps is it helps you actually focus on what you can control, because most people are spending all their energy and time into the uncontrollable. You're trying to control the traffic, you're trying to control the weather, you're trying to control other people's opinion of you. And this sounds silly, it sounds like you're not doing this, but if you're getting stressed that the fact it's raining, you get stressed that you're stuck in traffic, you're getting annoyed and trying to influence the way people perceive you, then you're trying to control these things, you're wasting your energy on these things. And you can't control these things. Now people go, I can control the way people see me. You can try, but people can still always formulate their own opinions, people can lie about you, and people can actually, when you start to try and do good, people get threatened by this and make up more lies about you. We just don't know, people can say what they want about you, but you can control your opinion, your motivation, your desire. You control how you feel about these things, how you act on these things. So just focus on what you can control and let go of that, all the other stuff that you're trying to control. And you have so much more energy and mental capacity for the things within your power. Rule number 7 is to be honest. Now the Stoics were huge advocates for truth. The truth is not harmful. But you have to be honest and truthful about what draws your attention. Now, it seems simple. You go, well, maybe social media, maybe this, but actually be honest to yourself. How much is that taking away from you? How much does going on TikTok for 3 hours a day, what does that steal from you? What does it rob from your life? And just think about it. Look at your screen time, how much time you waste there. The idea is that if you be honest with yourself, you write these things down, then without bias, you can remove these distractions. It's like when I'm working, I would just throw my phone across the room or leave it out the room. And because I realize that if a notification goes off on my phone, and I use my phone a lot for work, if it goes off, then I'll look at it. And that has just took you out of the focus, took you out of the loop, and it takes a bit longer, a minute or so, to get back into the focus, get back into the loop. And then the phone dings again, takes you out. And you're just not giving life your full, undivided attention, like Marcus Aurelius advocates for, living like a Roman with focus. You know, you have focus on your goal, on your aim, and that is what you're focused on. You don't focus on all the superficial stuff, being distracted by all these fancy things, the superficial, because it's just a waste of your mental faculty and a waste of your time. Let me know which tip was your favorite, or add any more tips for yourself. Today's video is sponsored by the Memento Mori life calendar, which you can get 10% off with code Memento Mori. The Memento Mori calendar is exactly what it says. You count down to the end of your life, which sounds morbid, but it's a very powerful tool. It's a very visceral image that one day your time will end. Your time here is limited. And like Steve Jobs says, in the face of death, nearly all things, all problems and all these superficial problems just wash away, and you can really focus on what's important. So I recommend using it. I use it and it helps me a huge amount. Huge thank you for everyone that's interacting with these videos, liking, sharing, for the subscribers, YouTube members, everyone on Instagram at TheEverydayStoic or at William MulliganBrother. Thank you to everyone that is buying the Memento Mori posters and the t-shirts, the I'm More Fancy t-shirt, the Stoic t-shirt, the Memento Mori t-shirt. It helps support what I'm doing so I can do bigger and better projects and share more Stoic information. I'm wanting to get a few guests on and talk to them, get their perspective, their opinions, and their wisdom on things that I just don't know anything about. If you made it this far, like I do with every single video, just a little bit of fun, and I appreciate all the comments. I need to reply to the last comments, is comment. Just comment Seneca. Seneca, S-E-N-E-C-A, he wrote on a shortness of life, on anger. There's lots of Stoic literature by him. I recommend reading his works. He's one of the most known Stoics. I'd say one of the three most known is Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. But Seneca, comment him, check out his stuff. But if you comment Seneca, I just know that you made it this far. And I do recommend looking into his works. Very good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.